Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker, and today it's time to get our headphones back on because we are going to be making some more phone calls to some coin stores, and we're going to be asking the prices on certain bullion products. And what we're going to be doing in today's video is we are going to be comparing those prices to what online retailers are selling for. And so what I did is before this video, I did a little bit of research and I found what is accurate as of the recording of this video. Please, I do understand that numbers change all the time, but at the time of recording, right before I started recording this video, I put a chart together with some of the lowest prices on silver bullion online. So we looked at premium over spot for generic buffaloes. We looked at silver eagles, random years. We looked at 2021 silver eagles. And then of course, at your request, because a lot of people see these videos and I never bring up 90%, we went ahead and looked up the best price on 90% as well. So what I did, guys, as you can see, is I put a chart together right here with those best prices that I could find online. So we have buffaloes at +5, silver eagles, random years at $8.98, 2021 silver eagles at $9.57, and then 90%, constitutional silver at $5.41 over spot. So that's the four numbers that we have for you today. So what we're going to be doing, as you can see, we have spots for LCS 1, 2, and 3. We're going to call 3 different LCSs at different parts of the country, and we're going to ask them what they are selling these same products for, and we are going to compare and see if it's better to order online or if you can sometimes find better deals in shops. Now, guys, there's a ton of shops in the US. There's probably thousands of them. So obviously not every single one is going to be the same, and of course you should always call your shop and see what they're selling for before you make the decision as to where you want to go and buy. Now, personally, I like supporting local business, so I will most of the time support local business as long as it's not a ridiculous number. Like if I can order online for $5 and I can go in a shop and get it for $5.25, I'll probably just go to the local shop. Plus, you don't have to worry about it getting lost in the mail. You don't have to wait for it to be delivered. You walk out of the shop with your silver in hand, and of course you can use cash. So if you guys are a little bit more private, you don't even have to give them your name as long as it's under 10 grand. They don't need any paperwork at all. They just need you to hand them the money. So that is a huge bonus to going to LCSs. That being said, if it were 5 at online and +7 at my LCS, then I would be like, all right, well, that's a much bigger difference. So, but we don't even know. We're going to find out. So again, call your own shop, the closest one to you, and see what they are offering the silver for before you make the decision as to where you want to go, whether you want it to be online or you want it to be local. But this is what we are going to do. We are going to call around and see what we can do. So guys, let's get on the phone. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss future notifications.
Coin shop.
Hi, do you guys have any silver for sale?
We got American Silver Eagles.
Okay, what are those selling for?
$8 over spot. Spot's $25.50 or somewhere around there, so they're going to be $33.
Okay.
33, 34, something like that.
And you don't have any of the generic rounds or anything, or 90%?
Oh no.
No.
90%. There might be a few quarters in there. It looks like.
Not much. What do you sell those for when you have them, like the generic rounds and the 90%, if you don't mind?
90%. What do you sell it at? 22 times face value for the 90%.
Okay.
And the generic rounds, if we had any, would be 2.5 over spot.
Okay. Awesome. Wow, that's really good. I can see why you don't have any. I'd buy all those.
Well, yeah, but there's a nationwide shortage of silver right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm calling a couple shops to see what I can find. But you do have Eagles for +8. Are those 2021s or are they just other dates?
We have some 2021s, and we have a whole bunch of other dates also.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, shop number 1 was actually in Louisiana. I had an issue in Mississippi and actually had trouble finding a shop that answered the phone / was open. As you can see, guys, these guys had really good prices. $250 over for generic rounds. I can see why they were sold out. Holy smokes. Silver Eagles for +8, which is better than any online price I could find. And their 90% was 22 times, which, if I am correct, is less than 541 over spot. I'm actually going to do the math right now, put it up on the chart, and we'll see what LCS number 1 looks like in Louisiana. And then we're going to call another LCS in a different state and get some info from them. But man, I tell you what, 250 over for generic rounds is way better than anything you can find online. And she even right there said there's a nationwide shortage. So I can see why they were sold out though. Wow. All right, so let's get the numbers up and then we'll call shop number 2. Okay, so I got the numbers up on the screen, guys. As you can see, the 90% was actually 365, and I should clarify, it's actually over melt, not over spot. So you take spot times 0.715 and then subtract what they're selling it for times face, so 22 in this case, and that comes up to a $3.65 over melt value. So that LCS was cheaper than everything across the board. But of course, that's not going to be the result every single time that we call. There are going to be some more, there's going to be some less. So let's go ahead and call another LCS right here that I have queued up, ready to go. This one is in Iowa, so let's give them a ring and see what they say. Hi, do you guys have any silver right now? Silver rounds or silver eagles or even 90%?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you sell your rounds for?
$5 over for the new stuff.
Okay, what do you mean by new stuff? Like the fresh stuff? Do you have beat up stuff that's cheaper or something? I'm trying to get some numbers here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the seconds would probably be $4.75 over.
Gotcha. And what about silver eagles?
$9.50 over for the new ones.
All right, is that for 2021? You mean?
Yeah.
And is it cheaper for predates?
$1 cheaper.
Nice, so $8.50. Okay, that's not bad. And then last question. Again, I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go. What about 90%? So dimes, quarters, halves.
That I'm not sure. You'd have to try back in a little bit.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate the info you did give me, though. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so LCS number 2 was +5 on rounds, which matches the cheapest that we found online. They were $9.50 over for 2021 Eagles, which is basically the same as online. And then they were $8.50 over for predates, which is about 48 cents cheaper. So unfortunately, they didn't have a 90% number to share with me, but they did give us some info right there that we can use. So going into that shop, that's a place that I would definitely go instead of buying online because the numbers are roughly the same. But again, you can use cash. You don't have to wait for it to arrive in the mail, and you get to walk out with it immediately. And then, of course, if you're someone who wants to be anonymous, you can be anonymous because you can just give them cash, and they don't need to know anything. So there you go. So let's get those numbers up on the board, and then we'll call our final LCS, and we'll finish up the video with some of my last thoughts and a recap on the numbers and the comparison between the 3 shops and online. All right, let's do it. Okay, guys, so I got the numbers up on, and like I said, as you can see, +5 matches online identical. +850 on pre-21s is basically around the same online. It's 48 cents difference. And then with the 2021s, it's pretty much identical to the best price I could find online. Now, she didn't provide me with any info on 90%, and that's okay. We did get data from LCS number 1, and as long as we get it from LCS number 3, I think we'll be okay. Now, you can probably, factor, if you look at their numbers with the other stuff in comparison to online, they are likely really, really close to around +5. Just like online is going to be just based on the numbers that they have on the other product. But of course, I don't actually know, and we're not going to speculate. So what I put down there is just a bunch of question marks because I'm not gonna pretend that I actually know what they were selling it for. But just based on, again, like I said, what they are comparing to online stuff on everything else, very likely they were really close in the ballpark. Okay, so our next shop here, guys, is going to be in Nebraska. So let's go ahead and give them a call and see what they have to say. Hi, do you guys have any silver for sale?
How much are you looking for?
Probably not much, maybe 20 ounces. I just don't know if I want eagles or rounds, or I'm even thinking about maybe getting some 90%. If you could just throw me some numbers, that'd be cool. But I mean, it's not a ton.
Okay, yeah, we do have some right now. Not a lot of the 90%. And we do have some rounds. They're running $6 to $8 over spot. I do have a few eagles, but they're running about 10 over.
Okay. When you say 6 to 8 on the rounds, is there like a difference? I'm confused.
Yeah, we have some. Well, actually, no, they're going to be 8 over.
Eight
I
over.
had I had some that were just going to be 6 over, but I just had someone call and claim those. So,
Okay.
So yeah, sorry, they're just the 8 over.
No, that's okay. I appreciate it. Anyway, on the Silver Eagles, are those 2021s or those earlier dates?
No, they're back dates.
They're back dates. Okay. You don't have 21s?
No, I'm sorry, we don't.
That's okay. And do you have any 90%? And what does that sell for?
Yeah, 20 times face.
20 times? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate it. I'll put some thought into it and get back to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. So, generic rounds +8. She said she had some that were +6, but don't have any. They were claimed by a phone call. She didn't really give me information. She didn't specify with me what the difference between the +6 and the +8 ones were. I didn't want to pry too much because I didn't want to look like I was, digging too hard for info. She didn't have any 2021, so we didn't get any data on that, but she did have predates at +10, which is about $1 more than your cheapest online dealer. And then 90%, they had it 20 times face. That's a really good number. So even though they were higher on rounds by a lot, they were higher on Eagles. Their 90% is a fantastic deal. So let me go ahead and get those numbers up on the chart, and then we will do a recap, go over the numbers, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I think looking at the data, we can obviously determine that first, it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all situation. So a really good example of that is if we take a look at LCS number 3. They had rounds for +8, which is way more than online. It's way more than any other shop we called. They had Silver Eagles for +10 for predates, which, while it's not astronomically more than my best price I could find online, it is still $1 more, and that may definitely sway somebody, especially if you're going to be buying them in massive quantities, to just order them online. And then they didn't have any 2021s, but their 90% was $1.65 over spot. So, or over melt, I should say. So that is a fantastic, fantastic price, especially compared to the other two that we were able to get the data from. Now, we look at Silver Eagles, though, and if we want cheaper Silver Eagles in 2021s, obviously, we can then go to LCS number 1 and get them for $1.57 less than the cheapest price online. So 2 different LCSs, one is way higher on one and cheaper on something else. So it really depends on what your end game is and what you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to get the cheapest possible silver, I suppose that the best thing to do would be to call around a couple of places and then do a little bit of math and figure out where your best shot to go is, whether it be Buffalo's, 90% Silver Eagles, or whatever. But again, there are some things that you need to keep in mind. Again, like I've already said, I think twice in this video, and I'll say it one more time, there is a value to the anonymity that you get from walking into an LCS with cash and walking out with something that nobody knows that you bought. You're not required to report your purchases of gold and silver. The coin shops are not required to report your purchases of gold and silver. If you spend under $10,000 or less in cash, they don't have to give any paperwork or whatever. Of course, you are required to pay your taxes for capital gains and all that, but that's between you and your tax guy. That's not anything that I am here to instruct you on. My point is that if you go into a coin shop, nobody has to know that you bought it. You can just walk out, give them cash, walk out with silver, and that's the end of the story. So again, guys, I mean, we saw some pretty large disparity. Sometimes it is just best to go online, depending on where you live. Now, a lot of the times, it's obviously going to be different from every shop to shop. As you can see, we did not get the same price on anything from any shop. We had +250, +5, and +8 on rounds, +8, +850, and +10 on pre-21 Silver Eagles. And then +8 and +950 on 2021 Silver Eagles, and then +365 and +165 on 90%. So obviously, it's going to be different everywhere you go. So again, the best thing you can do is if you're wanting to get silver as cheap as possible and you want to put the work in, make the calls and see what you can do. Other than that, you can always just stick with the people that you trust, and that is totally fine as well. There's nothing wrong with spending a little bit more for your silver when you know that you can trust what you're getting, and there's also value in that as well. So that is my final thoughts, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And again, we'll do these where we call shops, once a month. Maybe we'll do it twice a month sometimes, but we don't overdo it, because first, I'll eventually run out of coin shops to call, and they'll remember to, like, oh, this must be Silver Seeker calling. And then two, I don't want it to become a boring topic. But it is fun to get the data across the US, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So guys, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, down below, do me a favor and subscribe. It really does help me out, and we will see you in the very next video. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.